What's up, guys? In today's video, I want to speak about something different, one of my thoughts. So yeah, guys, recently one of my friends has a little bit of problems, and I'm just thinking about my past self and my current self. So, to give you a little bit of context, right now, like, I still have loads and loads of problems, and I know that this may sound like, what kind of problems do you have? Trust me, I have big ones. Of course, there's people with more problems, but I have big problems. And yeah, they are money related and so on. The thing is that my mentality right now is way different than it was before. And this is a good thing because now the way I behave handling those problems is way different than it was when I was younger. I remember when I was younger, when I was something like 19 or so on, that I was coming back from my job and my car broke down. And that was really huge because I needed that car to go to work because my job was like super far. It was a warehouse job. Like I was walking all over the warehouse, moving boxes, taking the boxes, putting the things inside trucks. Yeah, it was a month's work. So yeah, I remember that my car broke down and I was like, bro, what the fuck, man? Now I'm really fucked. And my reaction to that was that, bro, I remember coming back and I started shouting inside the car. Like I was just like too much stress for me because I was like, bro, and now this, and now this adds to all my problems, and now this is going to make me don't be able to work, so on. So yeah, for example, right now I had a very similar issue. My car broke down like, I don't know, a few months ago. But look, I just see the life in a different way. Like I don't need to start shouting or doing any crazy thing. I just stop and I look at the situation and I think, hey, what is the best thing that I can do? What is the best thing I can do so I can fix this? What is the best possible solution? That's how I'm thinking right now. And look, I'm going to put you here a very simple example on the difference between this and how to get that. So, for example, this side is going to be my past self, and this other side is going to be my current self. So, I am this small point, and my life is inside this circle. So, as you can see, this circle is the barrier that doesn't allow me accomplish my goals and live the dream life that I have. Basically, this circle are the problems. So, when you have a problem, if what you just do is shouting and doing nothing, what you are basically doing is not moving from here and just looking at the problem, just looking at that and shouting and losing your energy, getting angry. So the thing about this circle is that also if you don't do anything, the circle, it starts smirking. I think that's the word. Like it starts getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So your problems don't allow you to move. So the thing is that if you don't do anything and you just shout, at some point you are going to be worse than you were before. And you're going to see that things uh, are not going to happen in the way you want them to happen. Like you're going to see that whatever you try, it doesn't work. Like with this mentality, whatever you try, it doesn't work. So yeah, the thing is that when you are inside this circle, you believe that there is no way out, or at least it's something very difficult, or someone else should come to help you. No, that's not true. The reality is that no matter how many problems you have, this circle always has, let's call it, holes. So it doesn't matter how many problems do you have, what kind of problems do you have, there is always a hole inside this circle. There is always a solution to a problem. So what is the thing that you have to do? What you have to do is to actually move inside the circle. Although you have problems, you have to move and start looking for these holes and these ways of getting out this problem. But one thing comes here, and is that usually most people gets there, like doesn't move. But why? Why wouldn't you want to go out from your problems? Usually there are two reasons. For example, let's say that you are again this person, but your circle now is super big. The thing is that you are looking at your problems and you are seeing them so far that you say, this is not going to ever happen, like so I can stay calm, so you don't do anything. So this, remember, the circle, it starts getting smaller if you don't do anything, and at some point your problems are going to come to you and you are going to be fucked. Yeah, but the solution to all this is simply having an objective. So for example, having always a star that helps you see that, hey, I'm in a position in which I don't want to be, but I know I want to get here. So what you have to actually do is start moving inside this circle until at some point you get out of this circle. And of course, what is going to happen is that you will see that now new problems and no only problems, like new mountains, new goals have to be reached. But remember, no circle hasn't holes. Like all the circles have holes. So there's always a way out of going outside. You just have to move. Also, by moving, you don't allow the circle to get smaller. So your problems won't get to you at any point. So by changing this mentality, you are going to realize that your behavior under stressful situations is going to change. I remember one of the things that happened to me is that, look, I had lots of problems, money related, stress, family, but the one that really got me like was when actually my girlfriend broke up with me. The thing is that I'm not going to go very deep into the details, but the thing is that it truly broke my heart. Like I thought that that would never end, but again, if you don't do anything, because look, the relationship was very long, like distance relationship, yeah. So that is not going to work. And the thing is that if you don't do anything to change that, at some point the circle gets smaller and it gets you, and it got me. That circle got me. So yeah, I had that issue, and my behavior regarding on how I behaved, it was really bad. I couldn't accept it. I said very awful things. And look, the only thing you can do about that is that, hey, now you are not going to be that person. The thing that I want to tell you with this is that the way you behave, obviously, when you don't have this star, is going to be bad. You are going to be angry. You are going to, yeah, you have to remove all that from your life. But now the point is, okay, how do I create this star? Actually, this star, what it is an objective. So what you truly have to do is that you have to, one day, know that you are in this position, that at some point the problems are going to get to you, and that you have to go to the mirror and literally do that. I know it sounds like everyone says this, but it's real. You have to go to the mirror, speak to yourself, and ask you, like, what things I know this is a Jordan Peterson quote, like, what things I know I'm doing wrong and I can change. So you have to truly analyze yourself and know, okay, what are my bad things? What do I have to change? And also, a good way to change this, like a good way to see what you are actually doing bad, is by setting again an objective. But this objective has to be very special. Once you look at yourself, you have to ask this question, like, which person do I want to be in, for example, 2 or 3 years or 5 years? Which kind of person do I want to be? How do I want to speak? How do I want to look? How do I want to whatever? You just have to ask yourself this question. So you will realize that some things that you are actually doing right now are not in line with that person. So for example, if you want to be strong and you don't go to the gym, you're going to see that you have to change that behavior and that you have to go to the gym. And that's it. That's how you get your start. You just have to basically look at yourself and really think about this. It will not take an hour to say, hey, I want to be this. No, maybe it takes you days, because it's something that you truly have to think about. You have to think, hey, I want to be this kind of person, and this is the kind of person I want to be. I want to put all the details. Not how tall, how strong he is, how much money, how does he speak, how is with other people, is he getting angry easily? All that, you have to describe that person. Once you have that described, you are going to have your start. So now your life has to be, since every time that you go out from a circle, you get into another circle, your life has to be, how do I get to my star, to my objective? Because at some point you will get to that. The thing is that whenever you get to that point, you are going to maybe get comfortable. So once you get to your objective, you have to do the same thing. You have to come here and say, okay, now I'm inside here. How do I get even better? So you create a new start. And guys, once you have your objective, you have to build a plan. And the plan is actually going to take you more time than thinking about the objective. So for example, you have your objective, but it is, for example, I want to be rich. Everyone wants to get rich. How am I going to get rich? You have to think about a plan. And if that plan doesn't work, you change it and you keep going, because life is not going always to be perfect. And yeah, I know, I'm thinking about this right now. I know that I'm not rich, I'm not super strong, and you may be wondering, hey, why is this kid telling me? Because trust me, I have a very big objective and I'm breaking my ass working on that. So for example, I want to show you something, and is that, well, this is my drive. I have a lot of things open. This is something I've been working on summer. So I'm a very hard working person, and this is something like, in Spain we have Wallapop, which is to sell things, but instead of selling, you rent things. I know that this sounds very simple, but if you stop and you think about it, look, I don't know, I see this as a very big idea that can get very far. So for example, it has some problems, which is that selling something is not the same as giving something for some time. I don't have the word in my head. Let me look for it. Translate. Let's look for, how is the word? Prestar en español. Let's put prestar. To loan. So it is not the same to loan something rather than sell, because when you loan, you expect to receive it back because it is still yours. So for example, to fix that problem, I have created a contract in which you have this insurance so that you know. So this is one of my ideas that I'm working. And look, when I tell you that you have to work hard, is that you truly have to work hard. And working hard is not only being in, I don't know, working 12 hours and that. No, it's also about sacrifice. And I really thought about this because look, I didn't have any summer at all. Like, my summer was just building this because this is not just a simple web page. No, it is a distributed system. Database, backend, frontend. Then I have Firebase connected for the image. A lot of things. This is truly big. So for example, I truly believe in this and I say, hey, I'm going to work hard on this and I'm going to sacrifice. I don't know if that's how you say this, sacrificar. Sacrifice, yeah. I'm going to sacrifice my summer because I'm going to work on this and I want to get to my star. So yeah, guys, I think that this is something that, although it seems as if it is obvious, it is not that obvious. Like, I remember that, look, I've always wanted to be a millionaire, but I've never had this mentality on, hey, maybe I have to set objectives. Hey, maybe I have to go step by step, little by little, so on, so on, so on. I know it sounds obvious, like, hey, no, but that's no, but actually, there's a difference between knowing that you have to do that and doing that. So yeah, guys, that's what I wanted to tell you. And the last thing that I want to tell you is that you truly have to be grateful for what you have. Because for me, for example, I can have problems, but I know that there's people outside that has way worse problems than me. So although you have problems, if you are grateful, you are not going to see those problems as something serious. So for example, now my problems, I can really be broke, really, really, really broke, that I see that there's other people have it worse, and I'm like, bro, this is nothing. And look, this also happened to me with my cousin. My cousin had it way, 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 way worse than me. And actually, when he told me all those stories, because those stories are very nice, I hope one day he comes to my channel and tells you all those stories. I started thinking like, hey, maybe I'm just a pussy. He has been in all this situation, very bad situation, and I'm here just shouting inside a car because I don't have money? What? So once you see this, you're going to realize that your problems are nothing compared to other people's problems. So you have to be grateful for what you have, because for example, I have a dish of food every day. I can sleep in a bed every day. I can see with my two eyes. I can hear with my two ears. I can smell. I can walk. I can do exercise. I can do lots of things. And I'm very grateful for that. So, guys, I want you not only to be super programmers, but I also want you to be great people. And I think that this will allow us all to be great people.